Which is better for the investor? Is it Palantir, the growth stock, or is it Palantir through Yieldmax, or Palantir through the new Roundhill weekly? Well, the results are quite interesting. If you're just interested in income, Palantir through Yieldmax has been paying massive dividends, and for the income investor, this is clearly a tremendous choice. But we now have on the scene the new Palantir weekly from Roundhill, which is PLTW. I was intrigued, in fact, really surprised to see the results of how Palantir's weekly has gone. If you look at the chart here, you'll see that the Palantir total return and the Palantir Roundhill weekly ETF pretty much match each other. They're both very similar in total returns, whereas the PLTY, which is the Yieldmax Palantir fund, is somewhat lagging in total return. Why is that? Well, Yieldmax caps their ETFs on the upside because they offered covered calls. And these covered calls, once you break through the covered calls, you lose a lot of the upside, whereas with the Roundhill ETF, you get the upside because it's a leverage fund, 1.2x, and it also uses swaps instead of covered calls. So what that means is that you capture more of the upside. So because Palantir is a stock that's really flying recently, you've seen that the Roundhill weekly has captured nearly all of that, and so the total return for the Palantir stock itself and the Palantir Roundhill stock are almost identical. Whereas PLTY, the Yieldmax version, has lagged somewhat behind. So does that mean it's a clear winner for Roundhill? Not necessarily, because I tell you what, the 1.2x leverage on the Roundhill also applies to the downside, whereas the Yieldmax fund is somewhat capped on the downside. So we've seen that clearly Roundhill is outperforming Yieldmax on the upside. Yieldmax would likely outperform Palantir on the downside. So how does that affect your trading? Well, this is not financial advice, but at the end of the day, if you believe that Palantir is a stock that will grow, Roundhill will match it almost dollar for dollar in terms of your total returns. Whereas with Yieldmax, they will lag. You won't get the same returns. So Yieldmax would clearly be inferior than Roundhill in an uptrending market for Palantir. But if you believe that Palantir is overvalued and that the stock price of Palantir might go down, and you're still interested in income, then maybe Yieldmax would be the one for you. Palantir has been an exciting stock this year. It could continue, but some analysts believe it's overvalued. If you believe it's overvalued, well, you may want to hold back. If you believe that it still has a strong case for a bull run to continue, then you may want to have a look at the Roundhill Palantir ETF PLTW, because it's matching Palantir stock dollar for dollar in total return. Well, thank you for paying attention, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.